Very good afternoon, and thanks for joining us on The World at Noon. I'm Jane Aino. Governor Osrc, who is currently on his annual leave, will not resume today as scheduled and announced. A statement by the governor's chief press secretary, Richard Olatunde, said the development is due to the two-day Eid al-Fitr holiday, which marked the end of Ramadan. Consequently, the governor will now resume from the first installment of his 2023 annual leave on Monday, May 1, 2023. The statement noted that the two-day public holidays are added to his annual leave calendar, thus extending his vacation by 2 days. In the meantime, the Deputy Governor, Lucky Ayedatiwa, will continue to perform the duties of the office of the governor in acting capacity. No fewer than 35,000 candidates are expected to sit for this year's computer-based test, CBT, of the Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination, UTME, in Ondo State. The exercise, which commenced today across the country, will run for 1 week, even as there are 16 centers across the 3 senatorial districts of the state. Amarela Obeji, who monitored the exercise, reports that the State Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology was cited at the JAMB office center of the examination.
Candidates are writing the Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination across the 708 centers of the Federation, with over 34,000 of them involved in the exercise across the 16 centers of Ondo State. Osrc's visit to centers in Akure, the Ondo State capital, revealed that candidates were preparing for the examination proper, while some were writing, others in a single file were ushered into the examination hall. Ondo State coordinator of JAMB, Olubenga Akintola, explained the period involved in the examination.
We are running this examination in batches, in sessions. The time for the first session is 8 to 10. This second session is 11 to 12. Then the third session is 1 to 2. Then the fourth session is 3 to 6.
Ondo State Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology, Femi Agagu, who visited the center with his team, lauded the proper arrangements and conducive atmosphere provided, saying it is sacrosanct for the state to join hands with the agency for a smooth exercise.
You can see the processes. Everything is going on in an orderly fashion. With this kind of diligent approach, you can hardly find anything that called exam malpractices. You can see the screening, and you see everybody on duty is doing their job diligently. We are proud of what JAMB is doing, and personally, it's my hope that all our examinations can be as thorough as the one JAMB is conducting. There are other teams that are going to visit other CBT centers, and from the reports that we have been getting, it's the same positive reports all over.
Some of the children expressed optimism of a successful outcome.
I read my book, I pray to God. Sometimes I don't sleep at night just because of this JAMB, and I'm sure I'm going to pass in Jesus' name.
Yes, I'm through my YA class here, and I want to do JAMB this year. I pray that God should help me.
I received a message from my phone to go to another center, so I came to confirm it.
Those who were already through with the exercise lauded the arrangements and attested to the functional computers.
They told us to put our registration number. After that, they told us to log in and wait for like 5 minutes. Then we started the exam, and the computer were working perfectly.
Some of the parents who followed their words to the centers urged their counterparts to devote more time for their children.
Most parents do not have time, actually. Parents should try and have time, try to find time to, enlighten their children more.
The exercise is expected to last 1 week. Omoriola Humbeji, Osrc News.
The Police Service Commission (PSC) has announced Taiwo Jesu Biyi, the new Commissioner of Police in Ondo State. PSC disclosed this after the approval of the deployment of new Commissioners of Police for 11 states and the Federal Capital Territory. Chairman of PSC, Solomon Arase called on the newly appointed officers to be more dedicated to duty. Dr. Arase said the new posting was a call for greater commitment, innovation and loyalty to the Nigerian nation. Mr. Jesubi replaces Oyediran Oyeyemi, who was redeployed as Commissioner of Police to Ondo State in December 2021. The House of Representatives has urged federal government to focus more on domestic financing and local production of drugs to contain malaria. It observed that lack of domestic financing and production and patronage of long-lasting insecticidal nets and anti-malaria drugs was a major problem. House spokesperson Benjamin Okeze Kalu regretted that the ailment remains a significant public health challenge, with an estimated 97 million cases and 300,000 deaths annually. Acknowledging though that progress has been made in reducing burden of the sickness, he said much work still needs to be done to eliminate it. Kalu said key areas of challenge have been issues of donor dependence for malaria intervention in the country. Meanwhile, United States brokered ceasefire between Sudan's warring generals has entered its second day but remained fragile after witnesses report fresh airstrikes and paramilitaries claim to have seized a major oil refinery and power plant. Observers said the pause was not fully upheld, with attacks on the headquarters, attempts to gain ground, airstrikes and explosions in different areas of the capital. UN Special Representative Volker Perthes told the Security Council that he has maintained contact with both generals, Army Chief Abdel Fattah al-Burhan and his deputy turned rival Mohammed Hamdan Daglo, who commands the heavily armed paramilitary Rapid Support Forces, RSF. Security fears were compounded when the World Health Organization warned of a huge biological risk after fighters occupied a Khartoum laboratory holding samples of cholera, measles, polio and other infectious diseases. The fighting has killed hundreds of people and left some neighborhoods of Greater Khartoum in ruins, prompting thousands of foreigners and Sudanese to flee. Paul Mackenzie, the leader of Kenyan court that reportedly convinced its followers to starve to death in order to meet their maker, may face terror-related charges. President William Ruto likened the court's activities to those of terrorists who use religion to radicalize people into adopting extreme behaviors, even as death toll continues to rise. Akintunde Akinshamala has details.
Kenya's President William Ruto has likened the priest at the center of the deadly starvation call to a terrorist and instructed authorities to find the root cause of what happened.
Terrorists use religion to advance their heinous acts. People like Mr. Mackenzie are using religion to do exactly the same thing.
Police have recovered dozens of bodies, mostly from mass graves in a forest in eastern Kenya. The victims are thought to be followers of the self-proclaimed Good News International Church, who believe they will go to heaven if they starve themselves. Discovery of the grave is the latest chapter involved in what police call a radicalized pastor, Paul Mackenzie. He was arrested after a tip-off on the 15th of this month. 14 other cult members are also in police custody, according to the authorities. Death toll has repeatedly risen as estimation is being carried out and could rise further. The Kenyan Red Cross said 112 people have been reported missing. Akintunde Akinshiwala for Osrc News.
And with that, we come to the end of the World at Noon. Thank you for watching. Good afternoon.